All right, Aleks 1-5. Number 6. So here it's saying we're going to transform the graph. And so I have our rules over here. This is rule number 1, that horizontal is inside, vertical is outside. And rule number 2 is that horizontal or inside lies, and the vertical, meaning the outside, tells the truth. So when you look at this graph, it says, draw the graph of y equals f of negative x. So I'll ask the question, that negative right there, is that on the inside or the outside?
Inside.
Inside. Okay, so it's inside, which means, according to rule number 1, if it's inside, is it horizontal or vertical?
Vertical.
And that's incorrect, because if you look over here, inside goes with the H. Horizontal is inside, vertical is outside. So that's actually incorrect. It's not vertical. So try again.
Oh.
If it's inside, what is it?
Horizontal.
Horizontal. And horizontal lies to us. Okay. So normally when you have a negative, it reflects, when we think of telling the truth, it takes the positives and it makes them negative. It takes a positive x and makes it a negative x. But since this is lying, what it's going to do is it's going to take negative x's and it's going to make them positives because it lies. So instead of taking positives and making them negatives, what's going to happen is it's going to take negative x's and make them positive x's. So that's what's going to happen. It's going to take negative x's. Let me write the word take. Negative x's and make them positive x's. So when you look on this, you're only looking for negative x's. So here's my x-axis. So these are my negative values over here. It's going to take these and make them positive. So instead of the graph going to the left, it's going to go right.
Right.
Like that. Okay, so that's how you would do something like this. Now let's look at part B. On part B, is this negative on the inside or outside?
Outside.
Okay, so if it's on the outside, what that does is it means, number 1, is it vertical or horizontal?
Vertical.
And number 2, does it lie or tell the truth?
Truth.
Truth. Okay. So basically what's going to happen is this time we're going to swap y's. So the y's are just going to become from positive to negative and negative to positive. So I'm not paying attention to the x-axis this time. This time I'm paying attention to the y-axis. And so all my y values are going to flip. So like this point here at positive 4 is going to become a negative 4. So this point reflects this way. This point reflects up to positive 4. This one comes up this way. And so my actual graph would be a line like that. So it's not so confusing. Let me draw it this way. This point gets reflected downward. This point, come on. This point got reflected upward. Like that. On this one, everything got moved to the right. Like that. So I took the negative x's and made the positive here. On this one, I swap y's, so like meaning positives and negatives. The positive y's become negative y's, the negative y's become positive y's. So truthfully, I should have just said it on that one in the same way. Negative x's become positive x's. Negative x's become positive x's. And if you had positive x's, which we did not, they would have become negative x's. You just would have swapped the negatives. On this problem, negative y's became positive y's, and positive y's became negative y's.